This episode includes an apparition story from the Way of the M Trail, plus a reading from my book, The Constant Procession. The Facebook and Twitter accounts for Nico Steves are live. Please find me. Check for Nico Steves, but on Twitter you may need to type in Steves Nikos as my handle. I am bringing to you a first look for an activity that promises to be exciting. It's the resurrection of the famous M de Marie, only in a new 2024 style. This Marian devotion will take place in France on Sunday, May 26th. And as the M de Marie has occurred over the years, this year they've changed it up a bit and they're calling it the Way of the M. So what was the M de Marie? This was a procession of people who wanted to give thanks for the help the Virgin Mary has provided when she intercedes and gives a helping hand for delivering their prayers to Jesus. This march has always followed an unusual path that is not a straight line, but this one crosses a large part of France instead. Pilgrims walk along a 1,200-plus mile route from beginning to end. Now, from a bird's eye view, the pathway traces the huge letter M across the face of France, hence the name M de Marie. There are 5 points that make up this letter M. The points of the M happen to be where documented apparitions occurred, in other words, where the Virgin Mary has appeared to people. These points of the letter M, where each apparition took place, are Lourdes, Pont-Main, Palvigeon, Paris, and La Salette. In the spirit of this amazing endeavor, we revisit Our Lady of Lourdes. So here is an excerpt from my book, Constant Procession, on the Lourdes apparition of Bernadette Savaillon. Our Lady of Lourdes is a major Christian pilgrimage site where an endless stream of visitors arrive, some seeking guidance, help, or to give thanks at the grotto where Bernadette met the Virgin. It is 1858, a garbage dump in France. This is where she chose to apparate. Today, the area surrounding the site is populated with various medical facilities, and by some estimates, the former garbage dump sees well over 1 million people each year. The reality of the events which took place here in the modest backwater village is attested to every day, every time someone comes to the site. Tucked under the foundation of the huge basilica sits the modest grotto, where she came, and yes, today the spot is host to an endless stream of visitors. Here too, as at Guadalupe, you will find a continual glow of candles with prayers for intercessions from the people to the Madonna, hour after hour, day after day, as people come for guidance, help, or to give thanks. To those of little or no faith, it is a puzzle, yet it happens, though perhaps difficult for the logical mind to comprehend. Nevertheless, it is clear that many people believe this is a special place to come for spiritual strength through prayers to the Madonna, prayers seeking her to intercede. They believe that here they can take comfort in their faith, in the belief that the Madonna relays their prayers to God, the Son of Man. To quote Michael H. Brown, she tried to give an increasingly rationalistic world a taste of the right kind of supernatural. And from Franz Werfel's book, The Song of Bernadette. Bernadette Savaillon at the time is 14 years old. Her family is very poor, living in the abandoned village jailhouse. Her father, once a proud owner of a sawmill, had been down on his luck for a very long time. Bernadette is an asthmatic and not considered very intelligent by her teachers. Bernadette struggled with her religious studies, and though older than her sister, she played with her sister and her sister's friends. Sent on a task to gather firewood with her younger sister Maria and friend Jean, she falls behind their pace, which is no surprise because, as everyone knew, Bernadette seemed to be slow and dim-witted. Marie and Jean rush ahead, crossing a stream, as Bernadette stops and begins to remove her socks and wooden sandals before crossing. She is in a grotto, a small garbage dump, when she first encounters a lady. In her first encounter, Bernadette notices a wild rosebush at the edge of the cavern. It is shaking, although there is no wind. Words were not spoken as Bernadette gazes into the small grotto, where this woman of indefinable beauty is. She is perched at the edge of the rock outcrop, barefoot, not standing on the stones, but just above them. When her sister and friend return, they find Bernadette in a rigid kneeling position. She is immobilized, gazing upward, and does not respond to their exhortations to get her attention. Frightened that she has fallen ill, the friend throws stones across the water at her, finally getting her attention. Jean shouts, "Have you gone crazy? Praying here where the hogs root?" Bernadette becomes herself again. "That is none of your business. That's my own." "Goodness, how you scared me, Bernadette," Marie, her sister, complains. "I began to think your asthma had killed you." As she stands there, the nausea of astonishment at the strangeness of the world now yields to an intrepid feeling of a convalescent who has the sensation of being newborn. She picks up her wooden shoes and wades through the icy water of a February day, stopping midstream where the water reaches her knees. "What cheats you two are! This brook is as warm as dishwater." Angrily, Marie shakes her head. "Jean is right. There must be bats in your belfry. My legs are still stinging from the dishwater." Bernadette suddenly asks, "Didn't you see anything?" Marie regards her sister sidewise. She seems changed, so firm of purpose, so much older than half an hour ago. Jean asks, "Why? Was there anyone with you in the grotto?" Bernadette curtly ends the conversation. No, nothing at all." But before this day ends, she recognized something had happened to her. Her life from that moment on changed, never to be the same. And from Franz Werfel's book, quote, "At first her miraculous visions were scoffed at, but in 1858 a holy spring appeared at the grotto where Bernadette had seen the Virgin Mary. Soon pilgrims, the dying, the cripples, the spiritually tormented, and the faithful began streaming to Lourdes to bathe in the waters, praying for and often receiving miraculous recovery. In 1860, her claims of visitations by the Madonna are culminated in an official recognition by the local bishop of her witnessing the appearance of the Madonna in Lourdes, France. The declaration stated that the Virgin Mary did indeed appear to Bernadette Soleil. Well, this is Nico Steves. I hope you enjoyed this installment. My book can be found using the title The Very Fine Light on Amazon.com. Please feel free to contact me at nicosteves.com. That's Nikos Steves, Steves.com. If you like this episode, and for more, share them with friends. This is Nico Steves. Thank you. See you next time.